Hi everyone, I'm Bonita. Welcome back to the channel where we support one another with chronic pain. And I just wanted to give you an update of where I'm at. If you've been following my story, I was punctured with an epidural in July of 2021. It caused me to have a spinal fluid leak, and I had to get a blood patch along with complications that arose from that spinal fluid leak, including a loss of my vision. I still have bouts of blurred vision and I can no longer see 20/20 even with glasses. And the doctors and even the eye doctors were surprised at this. But if you follow the Arachnoiditis Facebook page, many people who have this condition also have blurred vision at times. So this is something that goes with the compression of the nerves that affect the eyes. I have struggled with muscle cramps, muscle spasms, nerve pain, electrical sensations, and an abundance of other issues, including balance and chronic pain in my back and my legs and my sciatica. So I have been going to therapy related to my left foot. I have foot drop, where your ankle will fall like this when you are trying to sleep or when you don't have any type of support on it. And it has caused some instability in my left foot. And I've had to wear a boot off and on since about May, or a brace. So I've been going to therapy for about 8 weeks. The orthopedic did not know if it would help me or not, but I was released yesterday from physical therapy, and that was because she could not help me. I'm getting very familiar with being told I cannot be helped, and you can tell she was young, and it was very disappointing for her to have to tell a patient that she could not help the person. But I have had reoccurrent, terrible, consistent, consecutive cramping in my left leg, which is the leg that never regained feeling after the epidural puncture from the knee down. And I have had that at night, and it has been so severe that I now have Achilles swelling. So I've had to stop wearing the brace because it actually presses where the Achilles is swelling from the cramping. So I have had a multitude of reactions week to week based on the different exercises she's had me do. I've been able to strengthen my foot going up and down, but the side to side has caused all of the cramping. And I basically have no strength side to side in my ankles. So I just wanted to follow up with you because arachnoiditis is what I was diagnosed with. And then it became adhesive arachnoiditis, where the nerves were sticking together and causing more difficulty and more numbness and neuropathy in other areas. Everybody that has this condition, it is going to manifest differently depending on what nerves are affected. And it can change minute to minute, it can change hour to hour. Usually an entire day is never spent pain-free. I might have moments of pain-free, and those are always surprising. And they also diagnosed me with fibromyalgia because I have so much nerve pain. I also have osteoarthritis. So if you are looking for support, this is a channel where we support one another and try to share ways that we're able to manage our pain. I am back wearing tennis shoes again. I've had a difficulty wearing tennis shoes for quite a long time because I cannot feel my toes, and I will have trouble with them like bending and balling up in my shoes, and I won't be able to feel that. But I'm back in tennis shoes again, trying to provide some support to my ankle so that I don't end up back in a boot. That's been difficult for me as well because tennis shoes weigh a couple of pounds, and I have trouble moving my left leg at times, and having that extra 2 pounds on that foot actually causes me more sciatica pain, more back pain, and sometimes I somewhat drag it and I'm worried that I'm going to fall forward and get hurt worse. So we have to weigh our options on what works best for us. And with me, I try different things and I try them until it doesn't seem that they work, or it seems like they might help a little bit and I try to add something else. I have lists of things I've tried in the description box below. Many of those still provide me some relief, but I do share those with you as I am learning about them as well. Let me know, when is the last time you have had a pain-free day? Can you remember when that was? And does lying in bed help you or does it make it worse? I have trouble just lying in bed. Sometimes that makes it worse. I have trouble extending my legs in a recliner. That actually causes pressure on my lower back. Some of these things that people think help, I have learned they don't work for me. And I have to be really aware of how I have my feet when I'm sitting in a chair, because if I cross them at my ankles or I cross them at my knee, I start having more pain. And you wouldn't think that it would do that, but I have found a correlation between crossing my legs, even at my ankles, sitting in a chair. So I try to make sure that I have them straight down. And I learned this from the receptionist at the last job that I had. She also had a lot of severe back problems. She was going in for regular epidurals, and she told me crossing your legs can cause more pain. And I have remembered that and I have noticed that ever since she told me that she was right. There would be times I would be sitting at my desk when I was still working and I'd be like, oh, my back is killing me. And I didn't know why. But once she told me that, many times I noticed I had my feet crossed at the ankles and I had to uncross them. And immediately I started feeling some relief. So sharing these things on this channel, I think, is so important to get that information out there so we can help one another. Let me know, have you noticed anything subtle like that that sets off your pain? I am always wanting to learn more so that I can manage my pain as well. Thank you for listening today. I hope to see you in the next video. Please share what you're going through in the comments below so we can support one another.